I was like, I'm going to take this risk. You know, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And it was a big win. I mean, we went from 25K months to 40K months.
So I'm here with my client, Brandon. Brandon and I started working together in around March of 2025. Brandon, really appreciate you coming over to sit down and have this conversation about, really how we came to get to know one another, what your experience has been like working together, really just allowing the people to get to know, more about you and more about what it's been like, working with me. So take it away, kind of who are you, what is it you do?
So my name is Brandon Villalobos. I'm owner of Trinity Auto Recon. So basically we're a fully mobile automotive body shop that comes to your driveway. We do PDR, paint panels, repair panels, anything that a body shop could do, we could basically do in your driveway except for frame pulling and stuff like that. So the way me and Cameron came about, honestly, was scrolling through Instagram, saw one of his ads. I was like, huh, it intrigued me. So I clicked on his page and I started following him. So I started following him, and next thing you know, a day later, he's hitting me up. And I'm like, to be very honest with you, I'm like, oh, great, another guy trying to sell me a course and trying to do this and that. And once I started talking to him, it started out like I was still skeptical. But then when we got on the phone and had a Zoom phone call, I got more comfortable with knowing that what he was going to do was going to help out. So fast forwarding 3 months, now working together, about 3 months. Yeah, March, April, May, June, July. So yeah, 3.5 months working together. Cameron's been amazing. And it wasn't just like a business transaction. It was more of like a friendship that was built, that was rekindled, which was really cool. Because it wasn't something that I was expecting. It definitely was a God thing. And he's helped me generate so much revenue through this system that he provides. And it's so worth it because we've generated over 35K in sales, spending like $600 in ad revenue, which is unheard of. So it's been a great experience thus far. And I encourage anybody, don't feel skeptical about it. Cameron's the man. He knows what he's doing. And I'm not just saying this to say this. I'm just a normal guy. I live all the way in Jasper. I drove all the way to Buford to meet him. Like, like it's an hour and 20 minutes. I wouldn't just be saying this. He's not paying me. Like, it's a genuine like friendship that was built up, and it's actually really cool how God just orchestrated it all because we both are entrepreneurs. We both want to grow in our crafts, and we're doing it for our families.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing how God connected us, because a word that actually was spoken to us in our church was divine connections this year. Like God was going to bring divine connections. And this was a divine connection because it helped your business and it helped my business substantially as well.
For sure. Yeah, dude, I get goosebumps about that. Yeah, that was, there's been so much of that. Like you said, it started out as, certainly I love to be able to make the impact on the business side, but to build the friendship is awesome. Both bald, beards, glasses, have some past experiences that were very much in alignment. And so, sometimes you meet somebody and you're like, wow, like, yeah, this is definitely something, there's a higher power, that's the divine setting something up. And so, yeah, it's been incredible to be a part of your journey. I know when we hopped on that first sales call or Zoom call, you were at kind of a transition period within the business. So talk a little bit about that, like, because I think that was part of the reason that even had you interested in learning some additional ways to market.
Yeah, so it interests me because the transitional period that we were going through in our business was I just hired somebody on as an apprentice. And after his apprenticeship, I wanted to get him as busy as I was busy because I was a month and a half booked out. And I didn't think it was going to be possible to get him that busy without Cameron's help. So that's what really intrigued me because I wanted to bring more business to through social media, because social media is the way to go nowadays. That's everybody's marketing through social media. That's how to grow your business. Like, if you're going to advertise like on a billboard or something, you're paying thousands of dollars a month, not just, So that transition period, Cameron really helped through it because now I could be here with him while my two employees are out working doing jobs, which is kind of like a comfort knowing that my guys are busy, they're making money, I'm making money, and everything's good.
Yeah. So whenever you and I first start that first conversation, I remember I think you said you were kind of around a month to a month and a half booked out, and that was just you and one other guy.
Yeah.
And so now you have a third guy that's out, and
We're still a month and a half booked out.
so you've been able to literally, generate enough business back to where you were when it was just the two of you from adding in this additional stream of marketing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then you had posted some on social media before. Like you had some Instagram posts before we started working together. Were you getting calls from Instagram prior to us working together?
No, never.
And so talk to everyone about like what sort of content were you posting beforehand before we started working together?
So beforehand, it was just like before and after pictures with some music in the background, just random, boring stuff, People are going to look at that and be like, all right, before and after. But then working with Cameron, he like gets you comfortable in front of the camera, and then he like pushes you out of your comfort zone because he wants you to do stuff that you've never done before. and you're like, all right, well, I got to try this. And then you do it, and then you're like, crap, it works. You're like, all right, I need to listen to this guy. So we've literally gained over 100 followers just from posting different type of content, for, like just videos and stuff. People can see your face. They want to see the authentic you. They just don't want to see a before and after picture. They want to see the face of the company and who they're going to be working with. And Cameron's helped with that because I didn't post any videos at all. It was just before and after pictures of the car itself. And now you can go on my page and actually see my face, see who I am, and people enjoy it more. I've gotten way more likes, way more follows, and way more traction with clients coming into my DMs just asking me about our services just from these videos.
Yeah. It's exactly what you just said. I mean, for all of us, we start out as, so 2 years ago, I wasn't even I was on social media, but I was the guy that posted a family photo once a year. And so it's like, no one wakes up and goes like, yeah, I want to get on social media and start posting. But, we live in this world now where there's never been less human connection. Everyone spends so much time on their phones. And so as a local service-based business, like especially small businesses, we have a huge opportunity. People are longing for a connection. And so like if we just get out there and step outside of our comfort zone, then there's a massive opportunity for us to make impact both for other people and for ourselves. Like I know that you didn't have any issue when you went to a homeowner's house or you got on the phone with somebody to have those conversations to help guide somebody. Mm-hmm. But it's just like getting over that mental block of, well, I'm just able to help impact more people by doing the same thing that I would do on an individual basis, but like put myself on social media to have the option to serve more people. We were talking about it earlier before we turned the cameras on, but there's some other people that do the same kind of work that you do that don't do the same quality of work that it is that you do. That's right?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that do the mobile aspect of like the body shop and stuff like that, but they do really bad work. They overprice it, and then they expect you to pay for their bad work. And then a lot of the people in the industry are actually like that. There's a dime of dozen that do what we do because like I always tell my clients when I leave your house, your car's gonna look like it left the body shop. Like, and that's my goal every single time. Like when I'm leaving a client's house, if it doesn't look excellent, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fix it for them for free. If it doesn't look excellent, that's just the standard that we set with Trinity because that's what we want to provide for our customers. We wanted to provide excellence for them so they can come back.
Right. And I think that's like, so to that point, I think that sometimes for each and every one of us, like talking to a viewer that would be on the fence is like whether they can actually do the thing, right? Like get on camera, because that's what we're doing, right? We get on camera and we talk to the audience. And it's scary. But if you start maybe thinking about the fact that, okay, I provide a great service, if you're doing, $1 million, $2 million a year, your lack of growth is just not enough people know that you exist. Yeah. And so if you would just put yourself out there, run ads, create the right kind of content, then you're going to be able to make a bigger impact. And if not for you, think about the other people that are in your industry that provide a way subpar service to what you provide people. And by you, it's like being altruistic. By you actually wanting to serve your local community, you are making a bigger impact. Like you're saving someone else from having one of those bad experiences by putting yourself out there so they discover you versus one of your competitors.
Yeah.
So, I guess at this point, you're booked back out with
Second week of August.
Second week of August right now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so for anybody that feels like they need the help. So similar to you, there's a lot of people, a lot of small business owners that are on social media. They're doing the thing, but they're not getting results. And like you said, man, there's people out there marketing. They're marketers that can help your business. So like for you, what made you decide to actually move forward with the two of us working together? Because you're inundated with people all the time. You said you got a message from me. You're like, oh goodness, another person trying to sell me something. What was it for you that really made you, take the leap of faith?
I mean, honestly, it was just more of like taking that leap of faith. You're like, all right, I'm gonna trust this dude to help me out. Because I haven't really had any type of marketing like experience or anybody help me with marketing, because the first year and a half the business being open, everything was word of mouth.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I have the capital to try to do this. Let's just give it a go.
Yeah, and you're in a position that a lot of businesses are that do great work. So you do great work, and so one job leads to another job, but at a certain point, sometimes it's just like
it dies off.
It's too inconsistent. And so, plugging into some sort of marketing system, whether it's what I'm doing or something else, I mean, to each their own, but like having some sort of predictability goes a long way in business. But so I know that you ended up signing up. Obviously, we've talked about the fact that you've gotten what you said, like $600 in ad spend, $35K revenue in the business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an insane result, and I love to hear it. But like you and I were even on the sales call, and like after it dropped the price, we had gone through discovery, and you were like ready to get off the phone at one point. Like,
I was like, I'm gonna talk to this dude. Like, just.
And so I want to bring that up, and I bring that up because, I think that when we're on these calls, because I invest in myself in coaching. Like over the last 2 years, I've invested close to $80,000 in personal development, learning organic and paid strategies for advertising, specifically on Instagram, not on Google or anything else. And I've been in the same shoes, which is, I'm afraid to invest in myself. I'm afraid that what happens if I don't get any results? And so I guess, can you think back to what actually got you over the hump? Because again, you were ready to get off the phone call.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened, what took place that got you over the hump?
I don't remember, honestly, because fear was a big factor. It's like, hey, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars and I could possibly lose it all.
Yeah.
But that's just a part of entrepreneurship. If you don't invest in yourself and take risks, you're not an entrepreneur.
That's right. Yeah.
You have to invest in yourself and take the risks, because you're going to lose some and then you're going to win some like really good ones that are going to make up for the losses. So I was like, I'm going to take this risk. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And it was a big win.
Yeah, and I think so to that point, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, just people in general, but you forget that about yourself, that the only way that you even got into the position that you're in now is you made uncomfortable decisions.
Yeah.
And then we find ourselves at a place of comfort where we stop pushing ourselves. And then, you get into a situation where like, hey, the rubber's meeting the road here. Yeah. I've got to make a decision. And the first thought, it's fight or flight. The first thought is to run. And again, you were running, and so I remember distinctly what happened. So you and I had gone through discovery, and was asking you questions about your goals, things that you want to do with your family. Like we were talking about really your life. And then as soon as we dropped the price, you were bouncing around like, oh well. I need like a little more time, and
it was indecisiveness.
Yeah, very much so. And I said, like, we were bouncing all around, and I was trying to like tie you down to like, okay, so is it the timing? You're like, yeah, dude, it's definitely the timing. And then you're like, and then you were like, then it wasn't the timing, it was the money. You're like, yeah, but I've got to, I've got to buy some materials.
Yeah.
And then really like, I finally was just man, I can't keep going around in circles with this guy. I said, Brandon, can I just be honest with you?
Yeah.
The guy I was talking to earlier was this higher level version of you, and I feel like as soon as we started talking about the money, like you dropped into this lower level version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It's tough to make the decision, and I think that resonated with you, and you're like, damn, like there's truth to that.
Yeah.
And you recognized it, which I was super proud of you for doing that, because again, like I've been in your shoes, and you're like, dude, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then, like it's been tremendous experience from my perspective. You've gotten, a great return.
Yeah.
And so I'm just super thankful that you'll take the time to do this, that you invested in yourself for the growth of your business, to help the community, to help your family, because I get it, man, it's really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I have plenty of conversations with people that at the end of the conversation, they can't bring themselves to make the decision to invest in themselves and in their business. So I guess, any more parting words around just that topic? Again, because your experience has been one where things have worked out for you. And so again, for somebody that's like, man, they're like, maybe they're doing good. Your business, you were doing, multiple 5 figures a month. So you were at like a comfortable place, and you decided to invest in yourself, and now you've hit some new record months that you weren't hitting before, right?
Yeah. Now it's like 5 figures more, So, I mean, we went from 25K months to 40K months, which is pretty big.
Yeah, so March, we started working together, middle of March. It took about a month to get the system installed. So we're talking about like in April-ish time frame. You were busy with work, trying to balance everything, get your new guy on the road. The ad was down, it was up. So like there were times it was turned off and turned back on.
Yeah, we were having some technical problems. I don't know what was going on.
But so like if you say, so then that gets us in April, so May, June. So like maybe the ad's been live for about 2 months.
Yeah.
And so in about 2 months time frame from the ad running, you've brought in like 35K revenue in the business.
And a consistent like 10K plus revenue a month.
So, I mean, again, for somebody that's on the fence, any advice on deciding to actually invest in themselves?
Take the leap. Because an entrepreneur, we're not here to stay comfortable and be risk-free. A company that's not growing is dying. And you need to take the risk, because taking the risk can be that one opportunity that you ever take to make your company grow and go far beyond what you could ever imagine. It only takes one opportunity for everything to change. And if you don't take that one opportunity, there could be no other opportunity left. Yeah.
For sure, man. That's so true. Well, Brandon, like I said, I really appreciate you coming over to do this client interview. It's been such a pleasure working with you. There's certain people that you meet in life and you go, man, this is someone that I'm going to know for years and years to come. You're one of those people for me. So above and beyond just the business aspect of things, it's been great to get to know you personally. Anybody that's watching this, if you are in the kind of northwest metro Atlanta area and you have any sort of issues with your car, you need some paintless dent repair, resprays, anything like that, then definitely give Brandon a shout. Just salt of the earth dude, has great client experiences. You can go through and watch, read some of his testimonials and things. So I'll drop his Instagram into the bio down below. So feel free to go over and give his page a follow, give him a shout if you need any of his services.
Sweet. Thank you, Cameron.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, brother.